What are you, f***ing stupid?
Who, me? You guys are the ones missing all the circles.
This is Bulbasaur Erasure.
Where's Squirtle? Squirtle Squad?
Pseudo-Wudo is my mitigation lawyer. Togepi, Magnemite, Jigglypuff, Steel, Poliwag, Wailmer, Barrelin.
No! No musical numbers.
You guys need to figure out this list, or I'm firing all of you and changing the name of the show again.
Well, you're weirdly right about the circle thing, so put one of those on.
Pikachu?
That's a given.
Okay. One spot left.
Oh, Mr. Mime. He's got this thing going on with his fingers that I'm really into.
Yes.
One spot left.
We need something inarguably cute.
A loyal companion.
Albeit a bit mischievous.
With strong hands and a good body. If possible, you know, the ability to create invisible objects through performing arts.
Got it.
It's perfect.
Hard work pays off.
You know what else is hard, Aaron?
What?
Figuring out how to end these sketches.
Sure, Wait, what?
Welcome to STUBTOWN. I'm one of your hosts, Brad Weber. Joining me today, not as always, surprisingly, maybe always now, you guys are on the last one, Fire Aaron. We'll just probably go left to right here and introduce yourselves, and who are you?
I'm Maddie.
I'm Nolan.
I'm Dylan.
Today we're talking about Detective Pikachu. And maybe Game of Thrones. Yeah, so I guess up front, what did you think of Detective Pikachu before we get into spoilers on the thing?
Go from this side.
Oh, you want to start there?
Oh, okay. I thought it was an okay movie. The first part of it was a little cringy for me. There were quite a few scenes that were very cringy for me. But once Ryan Reynolds came into it, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I think that if you have like a kid that really likes Pokemon and you buy this for them on DVD, they'll play the crap out of it, you know?
Yeah, I think that's generally the consensus on this thing. Might be. I don't know. It's not really that great of a movie outside of being a kids movie, but I liked seeing the Pokemon. You know, that was fun. There's some funny jokes in it. But yeah,
I wouldn't recommend seeing it in theaters, but yeah, if it's like, you know, on TV or something later, yeah, sure.
watch it.
Why not?
Yeah, it's fine.
I really liked it. Maybe I'm just a kid, but like because growing up with Pokemon and like you kind of like think like what would the world be like if it was actually real, and like they did it, and so like I don't know, I just fangirled the whole time, and like they had so many good details that like Pokemon lovers will like recognize, like the Pokeball like wobbling.
Shaking and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like stuff like that. It was just really like well done, I think, because first of all, I didn't know that it was gonna be like about a video game. I thought it was just like white people taking over Pokemon. And,
Classic.
yeah, and so I got really sad. But then like my brother was like, no, it's like this whole big thing, and like you should be really excited. And I was like, okay, whatever.
Alright, so it's like 3 okays kind of liked it and 1 loved it, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
But nobody hated it.
But what did y'all think of Game of Thrones?
Season 8, episode 5.
I'm probably of the least popular opinion is I've been liking this season. I know everybody else has been like villainizing everything that's happened to it, but I've been okay with stuff. I know it's not the best that they've done. See Brad looking at me like, what the hell are you saying? I don't know. I'm of the mindset where I just like, I'm glad they actually put something out, but I understand people's like upsetness of everything, but I'm just going with it. I'm not going to get too angry about it, but it is what it is.
What do you think of Game of Thrones, Nolan?
I don't know. And I think back to season 1 of Game of Thrones, and I feel like in real life, like the sky was bluer
Yeah.
just around me, you know? Just like everything was nicer back then. Obama was president.
Yeah, 2011.
It was pretty great, honestly. It was a great time to be alive.
You know, I just recently watched Game of Thrones for the first time over spring break. That was literally like, that was my first time seeing it. You know, I was like, this is the greatest show I've ever seen. Like, I can't believe it. Even like people who said like 5 was bad, you know, I was kind of just in it quickly, and so it didn't really affect me that badly. But watching this week to week, man, we shouldn't have been so mean to Lost, you know?
So you binged it?
Yeah.
Like completely before you watched season 8?
Yeah, and this is not. I watch a lot of television. I've never seen a show do this. It's just such a hard nosedive. Do you watch Game of Thrones?
No.
So something that Maddie said about, you know, the Pokemon looking very realistic, you know, and like, and that was one thing that I really liked about this, though, was like, it's a video game movie that takes the source material seriously. Like,
Yeah.
the people who made it very obviously cared about, you know,
Yeah. I thought it
Pokemon.
was
I
gonna
know,
be
right?
like Avatar: The Last Airbender,
Right.
where they like butchered it, but I was like genuinely like surprised, especially because like I don't know, you don't imagine Pokemon being fluffy at all.
Yeah, no.
I think all of them are just shiny like plastic characters.
I think there was like an adherence and an understanding of the original source material in Detective Pikachu, unlike Game of Thrones.
No, but seriously, like they're like the design of those Pokemon like looking ugly and being weird, I think is endearing to me. Like Ludicolo, especially. I don't know, Licky Tongue being this nasty
That was gross.
thing. You know, it was really good looking CG, and it's pretty surprising for something with like, I don't think this thing had a huge budget, but to have that level of CG, it looked really good. And you know, they've really been cutting back the CG budget on Game of Thrones by killing off all the dragons.
You know, I thought that the pacing was inconsistent, and that the CG was inconsistent too. And I'm talking about Game of Thrones and. Come on now.
One thing, like, are we going into spoilers at all with Pokemon now?
Spoilers for both Game of Thrones Season 8 and Detective Pikachu.
One of the things that I really appreciated about the Detective Pikachu is, yeah, I gotta clarify, is it was actually, there were quite a few scenes that I actually found myself laughing really hard.
Yeah.
There is very funny at times.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds
Like,
is a funny guy.
Oh, yeah, and like, specifically 2 scenes, the Mr. Mime scene
Yeah, that was
was
actually really
great.
great.
And then oddly enough, the scene where they're driving in the car and it's Psyduck and Pikachu in the back seat, and he's like, "You're a freaking time bomb." I enjoyed that scene in itself, but there's a good enjoyability with the comedy in this. And I think
Okay,
it's
wait, hold up. I agree, but I'm confused. Is it Game of Thrones or Detective Pikachu where thousands of people go through? I saw them both the same weekend, and I think I'm getting confused.
So the comedy is Detective Pikachu. I'm a 21-year-old man. I'm a man. Man, Nolan. Man, Maddie.
No disagreement here.
And I saw Detective Pikachu by myself.
I saw it by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. with that.
Alone in a theater full of children.
Did I invite
Really?
you?
Yeah.
In my theater, there was a bunch of adults.
There were in mine too, and they were like cheering, like especially
Yeah.
when the Sonic trailer came on. Speaking of like awful bad stuff, like I remember Sonic first came up, and like literally the whole theater like, oh, but that's not what we're talking about. But yeah, I laughed at a lot of the jokes in Detective Pikachu, independently from the fact that I didn't see it with anybody.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna watch the finale?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
I'm in this deep, you know? Like
Yeah.
10 years.
Like I know some people are saying,
years.
some people are online are like say, "Oh, I'm never watching. I'm not finishing it." Like why? Why would you not just finish it? There's literally one episode left. Just finish it out. Maybe they'll make up for some stuff. You don't know.
It's like, I want to not do it out of principle, but at the same time, might as well. I'm a drop in the bucket, It's like, no, like Game of Thrones producers don't give a shit whether or not I watch it,
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the petition? It's like 500,000
Yeah,
people.
no, I don't.
want them to
I don't
regret
give
it.
credence to any of that kind of stuff.
That
you know?
type of stuff is dumb.
Just
Yeah.
because, like, I think adhering to like fan wishes over stuff like that is like so just petty and stupid. I don't know.
That's the overreacting aspect of stuff that I was
Yeah.
talking about. Like people shouldn't go that far.
And that scene where like Jon Snow tried to catch the Cubone, right? Wasn't it?
That scene, though, like, I think the
That was one of my
Cubone scene in the beginning of Detective Pikachu is actually kind of emblematic of the movie's like biggest problems. Like, it's just like, here's this field, and they like just put a Cubone in it. And that scene was really weird.
Actually, that was the most fun I had with the movie. I was just looking in the background and being like, "Ooh, there's a Pokemon.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
there's another Pokemon. Yeah, there's a Bravery.
A what?
Bravery is in the.
I don't know what that is.
I think so. Is that what it's called?
I
I don't know.
I'm actually not the
I
biggest
I
Pokemon fan.
skipped like a couple generations.
know I'm
Why
aware
here?
of why am I here? I'm aware of Pokemon, but I'm not like
He
hardcore.
watched Game of Thrones.
Oh, see this Game of Thrones side over here. Pokemon side over here.
But like, I
Dude, I'm a
agree.
Gen 1er. How dare you?
Me too.
You go again.
I agree with the
Trying to
Cubone scene
slander
at
my
the
honor.
beginning.
I played
Like there are
Pokemon
two scenes
Stadium.
specifically that I thought were really cringy. I was like, ooh, watching. It was like specifically like the when he like fires at him or the explosion and he's like, oh, he like freak out. Like, it just doesn't look
I
right.
thought it was weird that his character was an insurance salesman.
Yeah, of all things.
I don't know, like that's so weird. Like, why doesn't he work at like a Pokemart or something, right? Like,
I kind of like that because it's like, what's the most boring fucking job you can think of? Like, because there's got to be insurance salesmen in the Pokemon universe, right?
In a,
Right.
world, in a world of Pokemon, you choose that job.
when Mewtwo's flying around the city, blowing up all your office buildings,
Yeah.
someone's got to pay for that.
Yeah, can we talk about how batshit insane that ending was, though, for Detective Pikachu? Like, I did not expect it to go where it went.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like, I didn't expect the, like,
Fusion.
yeah, like Bill Nye to fuse with Mewtwo and then start, like, fusing a
Everybody.
bunch of people with their Pokemon,
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
creating more sentient Pokemon. Actually, how sentient are Pokemon?
Uh,
Like, how intelligent are they? Because Mr. Mime seems to be able to communicate.
They're pretty smart.
Very well.
Maybe it depends.
So is it inhumane now to have them battle in front of you? Because like if they are actually of higher intelligence,
Well, Bill Nye calls calls it a humanitarian city, right? He's like, we don't let Pokemon battle here.
but outside of the city, they're still like slavery basically.
yeah.
Well, it's like,
Whoa.
It's like, yeah, it's kind of weird.
I don't think
but,
you're meant
like,
to think about this.
I want to make it happier that like they're battling just to like as a sport. You
Yeah.
know? Like, oh, there's like wrestling. You know. That's why I think about it. I don't think like they're dead. Or
No,
they're
this
gonna
is why I
die.
think that it'd be good as like a kids movie because kids would not think of this. They'd just be like, oh my god, Bulbasaur, he's so
Yeah.
cute, and Bulbasaur's cute.
That's one thing that also you have to think about, like people who are very mad. Aaron in particular, who's a hater, and he didn't want to see this film because he's a hater. And it's like, what did you think Pokemon was or is, though? You know what I mean? Like, it means a lot to people because they were little kids when they
Yeah.
played it and whatever. But like, you watch the anime or whatever. Like, I feel like they're tonally, like this thing's pretty in line with what Pokemon actually is. It's for children. It's for small children.
Ooh, Pokemon started going downhill after Generation 4, and Game of Thrones started going downhill after Season 4.
Oh my god.
I don't think it's that bad, but
Oh,
yeah.
really? You didn't hate that?
No, I'm okay with season 8 right now.
Ooh.
I'm okay.
I mean,
with
I was
it.
okay with it the first 3 episodes, but then like the 4th episode happened, and I'm like, this is bad television. And then the 5th episode happened, and I'm like, this is bad storytelling.
I thought it was bad from the Battle of Winterfell. Anyways, Detective Pikachu was better than Game of Thrones this weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's talk
It was
about
less-
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is great in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? It makes me wonder how much of like Deadpool is just him like ad-libbing and stuff, because he's just so like
I'm sure there's
charming
a
as
lot.
both Deadpool and
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu.
Did you guys like the whole twist at the ending where he was the dad?
I knew the twist before I went in.
Because
Yeah,
it's in the
that's
video
in the
game,
game,
right?
right?
Yeah. Because in the video game, let's talk about differences between that. Because,
Spoilers for Detective Pikachu, the 2013 3DS video game.
Yeah. The thing is, like, they don't.
Solve it, right? They don't solve
Yeah,
it.
they
This-
don't solve it at all. So like I think this movie does a great job in like giving an ending to it, and like have you ever heard like the conspiracy theory, like people will do like the same title of something to make it like if you Google search it, it'll look better.
This
Yeah, so I feel like they made a Detective Pikachu movie so that it'll take over the game.
Oh, because the game was bad.
Yeah.
So they were like,
So make more people play the game to watch the movie type of thing.
Yeah,
maybe?
because the game is like strictly for little kids. Like it's
so is
very
this
like,
film.
Not
but
Game of
even
Thrones.
more so because it's like it's
Definitely not
basically
Game of
like
Thrones.
It ain't a family.
Kids don't
what's
watch
the
it.
Clue the dog, whatever, you know what I mean?
Blue's
Blue's Clues. Or like Dora the Explorer where they're like, what's behind here? That's basically the game. So like they at the end of it, like Mewtwo like they thanks like the kid and like all this stuff. And he's like, good luck finding your dad.
Yeah.
That's all.
I do think it's the Mewtwo inclusion is actually really thematically smart. He's in the game, I guess,
Yeah.
but like thematically in connecting this, making it like this is our first live action Pokemon movie, and they open it almost shot for shot exactly like the first Pokemon movie. Mewtwo even has the exact same lines in the opening, like
Yeah.
they're outside.
Which actually, he mentioned, like, one character
Yeah.
mentions that he escaped from Kanto. Does that mean that this is in the same canon?
This is the Mewtwo. Yeah.
This is the same Mewtwo.
Yeah.
It's so magic exists, and like we can bring back people who
In
have
the-
died with tears of Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean that happened.
That happened.
Yeah, because
I watched the crap out of the first Pokemon movie.
in the game,
Wore out that VHS tape.
there's a point where like the main character like finds a Pikachu and like is trying to talk to it, but it doesn't. And then the real detective comes up and is like, "What? You think all Pikachu think the same?" So it's basically like that Pikachu is supposed to be Ash's Pikachu. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
So it's all set in the same region.
I think that they set up they set up the ability to make another like a really good Pokemon movie with this movie. Like the scenes we see of like battles and stuff like that. Like, oh, I want that movie. Like,
Yeah, the battles were like really amazing because like you always like when you play the games they just shake a little bit and like to actually see like what's happening. Like the Gyarados was like my favorite part, I think.
Oh, that was cool.
speaking of battles,
Go for it.
So Arya's running around, you know, and she's just burning everything. Clegane Bowl. What'd you think of Clegane Bowl?
Nah, I'm good. It's like, I don't know. It's just like, why do I care if the Hound does its thing or whatever? Like, there's so many like things that I just don't really. I realized I didn't care anymore, and then I haven't cared since season 5 about a lot of stuff.
I've heard people express that the Hound is like the only character that got due justice in this most recent, like with arc-wise.
But it's like, I don't know. Is like he gets to kill his brother and then dies.
True.
It's like, is that satisfying to anyone? Like, is that really character growth? That's all he's wanted to do the whole thing. There's no real like change of
He's nice
motivation
to Arya.
here.
He hugged Arya.
Saved Arya's life pretty much.
I guess, but like a much
guess
better thing
there's,
would
like-
be him like refuting the fight. I guess.
Yeah, or
right?
something, or like, you know, I don't know, transcending that whole thing. But I don't know.
So
It's
this,
fine.
So this is another side topic about Game of Thrones, but like, so
What are you doing?
I know there's a lot of people that are upset about how they treated Ghost.
Yeah.
I'm of the mind Ghost isn't that big of a deal. They haven't made him that big of a deal in the
In
series
the
ever.
series, you're right.
Nothing is a
They
big
make the
deal.
dragons a big deal because they're pinnacle to the plot.
Right.
Ghost has never been important to the plot.
Oh.
Actual direwolves are the first episode of the series. They're given to each of the
Yeah, I know.
as archetypes for their character.
Yeah.
Sansa being the first one to be taken.
Are you in front of the camera?
Of course not. Anyways, I bet. Sorry.
But ever since then, they haven't really. I would say maybe 5, maybe 4 or 5. They've never been because one. Ever since Summer died, when Summer died, they didn't become important anymore.
I liked Ryan
they-
Reynolds singing the Pokemon theme.
Yeah, that was a funny
awesome.
joke.
That was a great scene.
Yeah, that was really good because like you realize how much of an impact the main theme does have to people and like
Oh, he's crying while
yeah,
he's doing it. Oh,
everyone,
it's so.
everyone in the theater was dying laughing at that part.
I think that was actually one of the weirder turns in the plot for that thing, though, was like, he's just like, I'm sad now. And he just like...
Yeah, it didn't make much sense because it was like, I expected the kid to be mad more
Like-
than like, or like, you know, and
Like an
run
old
off.
Yeller kind of thing. Where he's
Yeah,
like, get away from me.
Where he's like, you're against humans or something, you know, get away. I should have never trusted Pokemon. You know, like, 'cause that would make sense
Yeah.
from like a character standpoint. 'cause
Exactly.
I
But
think it was because
it was very
like,
odd.
the reason why he felt bad was because he was the one that let Mewtwo out. But like to me, it wasn't that big of a deal. Like
Yeah,
it
no
was
one cared.
Yeah, you let him out. What does it matter? Like maybe because I don't think Mewtwo's the strongest Pokemon. Like they made him into like
Arceus?
this. They made him into
Oh, wait,
like this
no,
god character, and like he is strong, but he is not the strongest.
I mean, Ryan Reynolds caught him.
yeah.
like with a Pikachu, so I don't know. Detective Pikachu made me happy. You know what I mean? I had a good time at it. And in Game of Thrones.
I would definitely see more of Pokemon
Yeah.
movies. I think that's the main thing I can get out of
They're
this.
talking about
I
doing a
see more.
sequel. I don't know how they're going to do a sequel to
Yeah.
this.
Didn't do that well in the box office, did it?
I think it's doing okay.
It's doing okay though.
I mean, everything's getting demolished by Endgame.
Endgame.
You know, it's like,
John Wick's gonna beat it though.
probably.
Mm.
I
That's
would
what they're
assume so.
saying.
I would assume so.
That's
yeah,
what they're
I mean, like,
projecting.
I'm hyped for it. Anyway.
It's like the battle of like the fandoms, like which fandom is the strongest? Pokemon, the Avengers, or John Wick fans?
I don't think John Wick like has a fan. It's like I don't know.
A lot
I
of people
always feel like it was
like
A lot of people want to see it.
he killed all his fans.
They're already talking about a John Wick 4, like already. I've heard rumors about that.
I mean, we're gonna see it tonight, I guess. We should. Sorry to peel the curtain back, but you know what I mean. Like,
You're breaking the fourth wall.
yeah, it's out tonight, I guess. So we'll find out what that is like. So I guess final thoughts on Detective Pikachu.
And Game of Thrones.
It's fine. It's a fine movie.
Fine.
Yeah.
Final thoughts on Game of
I
Thrones?
mean, the Lannisters died under rubble. What the
Yeah.
hell is that all about?
Look, they threw my boy Jamie away.
Oh man, they completely abandoned his arc.
They left Brienne crying out in the cold.
That's probably gonna be the last scene we see of her.
Brianna Tarth ending in the cold because she got like, get out of here. Brianna f***ing Tarth, dude.
Yeah.
And then we just have her being like, oh, I never kissed a boy before.
You guys are talking about Game of Thrones. Oh, did you guys love that part where Jamie and Cersei died? I actually loved that. It was like their whole tradition crumbling on.
He said he was gonna die in the arms of the woman he loves.
I thought so too. I loved that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's
Thank
like I'm
you.
over here. I felt like you're getting bullied.
I'm yeah.
Foreshadowing,
Foreshadowing.
is not good character arcs, though. It's not just because something's foreshadowed doesn't make it like satisfying or smart or good.
He's not on any of the cameras.
You're not on any.
Oh,
And it's like
so the main problem with Game of Thrones is that it's just too short. 6 episodes? What the f***'s up with that? Oh, I can't curse actually. So what's up with that? All right, that's it.
The thing is, going into all the interviews before Game of Thrones started, they outright said, some people are gonna hate this. Some people are gonna love
I
it.
think that was a given, though, but
So it's divisive. So
yeah. I mean, sure. I mean, yeah.
watch Barry on HBO. Don't cancel your HBO subscription. Watch Barry.
Watch John Oliver.
Yeah, Chernobyl I hear is great.
Watchmen.
Yeah, Watchmen's coming.
If y'all haven't seen The Wire, you know, you can probably watch it.
Or, get out of the house. Go see Detective Pikachu, a film that we recommend. It's not a...
It's
good.
It's
You know, in a few
it's
months from
good
now,
movie.
get out of the house, go to the store, buy it. Or rent it.
On Netflix.
Yeah.
Well, see John Wick. Final thoughts on Detective Pikachu.
Y'all suck, and I like it. This was my day to talk about Pikachu. And y'all ruined it for me.
I like it. I like it.
This is the saddest goddamn episode.
Oh my god.
What did you think of Detective Pikachu?
I thought it was a good movie, enjoyable. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Goodbye from STUBTOWN.